Now, this might be the time to talk about modern anorectic drugs.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. So,
And what does that mean?
Yeah. So, anorectic is means something that reduces your drive to eat, food drive, and so anorectic drugs are drugs that reduce appetite. And so there are a couple of classes. There are two classes right now of anorectic drugs that work really well. It's so technically the third generation GLP-1 agonists like Ozempic, aka semaglutide, and then there's the fourth generation GLP-GIP combined agonist, and that's Zepbound, tirzepatide. They work amazingly well. Mm-hmm. They're the first kinds of drugs really of their kind in mass market. They get at the problem of hunger from a pretty root perspective compared to caffeine, for example. So their suite of side effects is much more minimal. Their suite of side effects that improve health is substantial. They're net health improvers. If you just give them to the random person, they'll just get healthy over time.
And it's fascinating, isn't
that's
it?
Fascinating. It's a big deal. Mm-hmm. Because usually you get drugs like that, and they're like, yeah, but it's killing you. Like, nope, this is
like
one's
actually.
Oh, yeah. Well, the stimulant-based drugs have suffered from a lot of the same problems. Here's another really trippy thing. There are now at least a few studies that are multiple years long that show people do not get used to GLP-1s. However much hunger it made you lose in the first several weeks is exactly how much hunger it's going to make you lose in week number 92, which is unreal.
And how fast, and they, they work pretty fast. People will say, oh, well, it takes, I don't know, what is it, 46 or 48 weeks to reach peak, or there's multiple inflection points that an individual could begin to lose weight. But I mean, we see it in practice by 4 weeks into, I mean, they're losing weight, whether it's 24 weeks in, they've lost a substantial amount of weight. I think it's very individual, whether it's 13% or 22%.
So I can speak to that with some detail. Most people will feel an anorectic effect within several hours of administration of the drug. Much of it's subcutaneous, once weekly. So within several hours, you may have an idea that you're going to eat a lot of food. You put the typical amount of food on your plate. Halfway through, you're like, the fuck am I doing? I don't want this anymore. Yeah, weird, right? And so it kind of hits right away, more or less.